Aldi has upped the ante in the battle of the supermarkets, promising shoppers more discounts than ever before. Experts say whether you shop there or not, all consumers will benefit.
Aldi just became America's fastest growing grocery chain for the third straight year. Interesting, right? Most shoppers already know about the quarter carts and private label brands. Here's what they don't know. You're bleeding money at Aldi every single trip. Same store, same prices. Some shoppers save $50 a week. Others save $200. The difference? Aldi Pros know secrets that take beginners 5 years to discover. The shelf trick, the timing strategy, the policy nobody uses. Today, I'm exposing what Aldi Pros know that you don't. Number 1 will blow your mind. Shelf height reveals the best deals. Beginners grab what's at eye level and assume that's the best option. Pros know shelf height reveals Aldi's pricing strategy, and the real deals hide where casual shoppers never look. Aldi uses strategic product placement just like every grocery store. But unlike traditional stores where brands pay for premium eye-level placement, Aldi prioritizes their own pricing tiers. Eye level is reserved for mid-tier products. Good quality, reasonable price, solid margins. These are products Aldi wants to move, but they're not the best values. The real deals? Bottom shelf and top shelf. One longtime shopper explained, "I always check the bottom shelf first. That's where Aldi puts their cheapest options. Same product category, lower price, just positioned where casual shoppers won't see it." In the pasta sauce section, bottom shelf marinara costs 89 cents, eye level is $1.49, top shelf specially selected is $2.49. Most shoppers grab the eye level option without ever seeing the 89-cent sauce that's identical quality and simpler packaging. Pros scan all 3 levels every time. Quick weeknight dinner, bottom shelf. Dinner party, top shelf premium that's still cheaper than $4.99 rouse at regular stores. The same pattern appears throughout the store. Cereal, canned goods, snacks, baking supplies. The cheapest options are frequently on bottom shelves. This isn't about lower quality. Often the bottom shelf item is identical quality to the eye level item, just in plainer packaging or slightly smaller size. Top shelves contain premium options, specially selected line, organic products, imported items, higher prices but still 30% to 50% cheaper than competitors' premium lines. One pro said, "My Aldi trip takes 12 minutes start to finish. I know exactly where everything is, including which shelf level has the best value. Eye level is for people who don't know the system. Shelf height is information. Pros read it automatically. Beginners ignore it and overpay. Generic packaging hides premium products. Beginners judge products by packaging. Pros know Aldi's plain packaging deliberately hides premium quality made in the exact same factories as name brands. Aldi store brands come in simple packaging, minimal graphics, basic colors, no fancy marketing copy. It looks cheap because it is cheap to produce. No money wasted on design teams or advertising campaigns. But that plain packaging often contains products made by major brand manufacturers in identical facilities using identical recipes. One veteran shopper who worked in food manufacturing explained, "I recognize the facility codes on Aldi's chocolate. Same factory that makes Ghirardelli. Same equipment, same ingredients, same product. Different wrapper, half the price." Pros have identified dozens of these connections by comparing ingredient lists, nutritional facts, and facility codes. Aldi's Millville Raisin Bran is essentially identical to major brands but costs $1.50 to $2 less per box. Clancy's chips taste suspiciously similar to name brands because they're often made in the same facilities. You're saving $2 to $3 per bag for identical chips. Benton's Fudge Mint cookies taste identical to Girl Scout Thin Mints, available year-round for $1.29. One pro said, "I bought Girl Scout cookies for 25 years, paid $5 a box, then I tried Benton's Fudge Mints, identical. Now I donate $20 directly to the Scouts every year and buy Benton's whenever I want them. Everyone wins." The specially selected line hides even more premium products. Specially selected olive oil is often Italian or Spanish imported oil at half what Williams-Sonoma charges. Food critics have blind tested it against $30 to $40 bottles and ranked it top 5. Pros have learned to ignore packaging completely. They read ingredients, compare nutritional labels, taste test. The generic packaging becomes invisible once you know what's inside. The twice as nice guarantee is seriously generous. Beginners assume grocery return policies are strict. Pros know Aldi's twice as nice. Guarantee is one of the most generous policies in all of retail. If you're not satisfied with any Aldi product, you can return it for a full refund and a replacement product. You get your money back and you get to try a different product. One pro explained, "I've returned products at Aldi I'd never dare return anywhere else. Half-eaten packages, empty containers, they don't care. They refund everything, no questions asked." This policy applies to everything. Produce that went bad too quickly, meat that didn't taste right, frozen food you didn't like. Aldi, fines that broke, anything. You don't need a receipt, though it helps. Aldi tracks purchases through payment cards. One longtime shopper described her experience. "I bought strawberries that got moldy the next day, returned them without the container. I'd already thrown it away. Full refund on the spot, plus they gave me a fresh container free. No receipt, no container, just my word." The twice as nice guarantee means pros are willing to try anything. That weird Aldi find, that unfamiliar international product, zero financial risk. Beginners stick to familiar products because they're afraid to waste money. Pros experiment constantly because they know Aldi stands behind everything. One pro uses the policy strategically. "I try every new Aldi find that remotely interests me. Maybe 1 in 10 I don't like in return, but the other 9 become regular purchases. Without the return policy, I'd stick to the same 20 items forever." This policy exists because Aldi knows satisfied customers return and spend more. One unhappy customer costs more than dozens of returns. Beginners don't even know this policy exists. Pros use it regularly and have zero hesitation experimenting with new products. If you're not using this policy, you're shopping Aldi wrong. Markdown stickers appear at predictable times. Most shoppers see those bright orange markdown stickers occasionally and think they got lucky. Wrong. Those stickers appear at specific, predictable times. A woman in Philadelphia spent 2 months shopping at different times and logging every markdown she found. The pattern became undeniable. Markdown stickers appear most consistently during 2 windows: early morning around 7 to 8 a.m. and early evening around 6 to 7 p.m. These times align with shift changes when employees pull products approaching sell-by dates. The products getting marked down are still perfectly good. Bread expiring tomorrow. Produce softening slightly. Meat that needs to move today. But here's what even regular markdown hunters miss. Shopping near closing time, 8:30 to 8:45 p.m. at stores closing at 9, yields the deepest discounts. A former employee confirmed, "We were told to minimize waste. If markdown items weren't moving, we'd slash prices again before close. I've tagged organic chicken at 75% off just to clear it." People who figured out the timing got groceries for almost nothing. Maria, the Philadelphia shopper, now shops Aldi twice weekly at 7 p.m. She estimates saving an additional $80 to $100 monthly just from markdowns. That's over $1,000 annually from timing alone. Aldi doesn't advertise this because it would create rushes on markdown items. They'd rather let a few informed shoppers benefit quietly. The strategy works because most shoppers stick to convenient times. Saturday mornings, weekday evenings around 5 p.m. They're there when markdowns haven't happened yet or are already gone. One pro explained, "I changed my entire shopping schedule around markdown timing. I go Tuesday and Thursday evenings at 6:45 p.m. Every trip, I find something marked down 40% to 60%. Last week, organic chicken breasts, fresh salmon, artisan bread, specialty cheese. Saved $23 on items I was buying anyway." Markdown timing isn't luck, it's pattern recognition. The middle aisle is where real savings hide. Beginners avoid all these middle aisles because products change weekly and seem random. Pros beeline straight to the middle aisles because that's where the best deals hide. The middle aisles, affectionately called the Aisle of Shame by the Aldi community, contain Aldi finds and special buys. Everything from kitchen gadgets to clothing to power tools to seasonal decor. One 20-year Aldi veteran said, "The middle aisles are why I shop Aldi. I come for milk and eggs. I leave with a kayak, a cashmere sweater, and a stand mixer, and I paid half what those items cost anywhere else." The middle aisles operate differently than the rest of the store. Limited quantities, limited time. When it's gone, it's gone. Pros understand this scarcity creates extraordinary value. These items are often closeouts, overstock from other retailers, or special production runs made specifically for Aldi. One pro described her discovery. "Last November, I found an Ambiano stand mixer for $69.99. I'd been looking at KitchenAid mixers for 3 $300. The Ambiano works identically. Same attachments, same power, same results. I saved $230 on one item. That's 6 months of groceries for me. The middle aisles keep shopping unpredictable. Every week is different. You never know what you'll find. That kayak in May, the cashmere sweater in October, the cast iron set in December. Pros have learned which brands are reliable. Huntington Home for bedding, Crane for activewear, Garden Line for garden tools, Crofton for kitchen tools. They also know middle aisle items sometimes have minor imperfections, small dents, slight color variations. That's partly why they're so cheap. Pros don't care. A vacuum with a tiny cosmetic scratch works perfectly. The middle aisles aren't a distraction. For pros, they're the main event. Groceries are predictable. Middle aisles are where discoveries happen. Beginners walk past quickly. Pros dig through everything. Knowing the item buried at the bottom might be the best purchase they make all year. Price scanning errors work in your favor. Beginners assume prices are always correct and never question the register. Pros know scanning errors happen frequently, and Aldi's price accuracy guarantee makes them extremely profitable when you catch them. Aldi has a price accuracy guarantee. If an item rings up higher than the shelf tag, you get the item free, not a refund. Free. One pro said, "I've gotten hundreds of dollars worth of free groceries over the years just by paying attention to the screen when items scan." This policy applies to advertised prices and shelf tags. If the shelf says $2.99, but it scans at $3.49, you get it free. A 50-cent difference just became a free item worth $2.99. Pros watch the register screen like hawks. They know exactly what things should cost because they've shopped Aldi for years. When a discrepancy appears, they catch it immediately. The cashier verifies the shelf price. If the shelf tag is lower than what's scanned, the item is free. One veteran shopper explained, "About once a month, something scans wrong. Usually it's a sale item that didn't update in the system or a shelf tag placed on the wrong product. I catch it, point it out politely, and I get the item free. Last month, a $6 package of organic chicken free because the sale price hadn't updated." This happens more often than you'd think. Sale items starting Wednesday sometimes don't update until later in the day. Shelf tags occasionally get placed on wrong products. Technology isn't perfect, but here's the pro strategy beginners miss. Pros memorize regular prices. Millville cereal, $1.89. Friendly Farms, milk, $2.19. Clancy's chips, $1.29. They've internalized Aldi's pricing structure. When something scans wrong, they notice instantly. One pro said, "I know Aldi prices better than my own phone number. When something's off, even by 20 cents, I notice. And I always say something. It's free groceries." Beginners assume the register is always right. Pros know that when the register is wrong, they get free food. Wednesdays are when pros shop. Beginners shop at Aldi whenever it's convenient. Pros shop on Wednesdays, always Wednesdays. Here's why. Aldi's weekly ad cycle runs Wednesday to Tuesday. New deals start Wednesday morning. New Aldi finds hit shelves Wednesday morning. The store is fully stocked Wednesday morning. One 15-year Aldi veteran explained, "I used to shop Saturdays like everyone else. Shelves were half empty, best deals were gone. I switched to Wednesday mornings and everything changed. Full stock, first pick of limited items. I get everything I want now." Wednesday morning specifically is optimal. Most people are at work. The store is quiet. Staff just finished restocking overnight. Limited edition Aldi finds sell out fast. The good ones are gone by Thursday or Friday. If you shop Saturday, you're seeing picked over leftovers. One pro said, "That viral Aldi find everyone's talking about on Instagram? If you're not there Wednesday or Thursday, forget it. It's gone." Seasonal items follow the same pattern. Holiday products, summer specials, back-to-school items, they arrive Wednesdays and disappear within days. Pros also know which Wednesday of the month matters most. The first Wednesday of each month tends to bring bigger product rotations and more significant Aldi finds drops. Fresh produce is also best on Wednesdays. Aldi receives multiple deliveries per week, but Wednesday is typically a major restock day. Berries are fresh, lettuce is crisp, avocados aren't all rock hard or completely overripe. The meat section is fully stocked. You get first pick of the best cuts before other shoppers paw through everything. One pro calculated her Wednesday advantage. "I switched from Saturday to Wednesday shopping 6 months ago. I'm saving an additional $30 to $40 monthly just by getting better produce that lasts longer, better meat that isn't picked over, and Aldi finds actually in stock. That's $360 to $480 annually just from changing which day I shop. By the time you're shopping Saturday, the Aldi pros have already been through Wednesday and Thursday. You're getting whatever they didn't want. Aldi finds follow predictable patterns. Beginners think Aldi finds are random weekly surprises. Pros know they follow predictable patterns and plan their shopping accordingly. Aldi finds are limited time special items. They appear for 1 week, sometimes 2. Once they're gone, or so beginners think. Pros know better. Aldi finds rotate on seasonal cycles. That popular kitchen gadget you missed in March? It'll probably return next March. One 12-year Aldi shopper keeps a spreadsheet. I track every Aldi find I like. The month it appeared, the price. Most items return annually. Some return twice a year. Once you track patterns, you can predict what's coming. This knowledge is powerful. She knows the Ambiano stand mixer appears every November. Same week, actually. She's bought 3 over the years as gifts. Never missed it because she knows exactly when to look. Garden supplies start showing up mid-March and peak through June. Exercise equipment appears twice annually. January for New Year's resolutions, September for back to gym season. Holiday decor arrives exactly 6 weeks before each holiday. Pros also know Aldi tests products regionally before national rollout. If an Aldi find does exceptionally well in test markets, it might return sooner or become permanent. Some former Aldi finds have graduated to permanent items. Everything bagel seasoning was originally an Aldi find. It sold out constantly, went viral on social media, and became so popular, Aldi made it permanent. Social media has made Aldi finds more competitive. When an item goes viral on Instagram or TikTok, it sells out within hours. Pros have adapted. Beginners hear about hot Aldi finds days after they've sold out. Pros see them coming because they track patterns, follow Aldi preview accounts, and get to the store Wednesday morning when everything drops. The predictability of Aldi finds also helps with budgeting. Pros know big-ticket items like the standing desk or kayak will appear during specific windows. They save accordingly. Understanding Aldi. Find patterns transforms them from random surprises into plannable shopping opportunities. The quarter system reveals everything. Beginners see the quarter cart system as an inconvenience. Pros see it as the foundation of everything Aldi does differently. You need a quarter to unlock a shopping cart. You get your quarter back when you return the cart. Simple. But here's what beginners miss. This system is why Aldi keeps prices low. Aldi doesn't hire cart collectors. No employees spending hours in parking lots rounding up abandoned carts. No damaged cars from runaway carts. No lost carts needing replacement. One longtime shopper explained, "The quarter isn't about the quarter, it's about Aldi eliminating an entire category of labor costs and passing those savings to customers." The quarter system also reveals Aldi's entire business philosophy. Make customers do small tasks in exchange for lower prices. This trade-off appears throughout the store. Bag your own groceries, bring your own bags, return your own cart. Navigate limited selection. Each task saves Aldi money, which saves you money. Pros always keep a quarter in their car. Some keep a cart key, a plastic tool shaped like a quarter that unlocks carts, on their keychain permanently. But here's the pro move beginners never consider. If you're shopping with someone, one person returns both carts and collects both quarters. You just made 25 cents. Do this twice weekly for a year? That's $26 in free money. One pro said, "I'm in my 60s. My knees aren't great. My daughter returns the cart and keeps my quarter every trip. Over the years, she's probably made $200 to $300. It's her Aldi allowance." Everyone returns carts because everyone wants their quarter back. The parking lot stays organized. Pros appreciate this deeply. Easier parking, safer conditions, faster in and out shopping. At regular grocery stores, you're dodging abandoned carts. At Aldi, the parking lot functions efficiently. The quarter isn't a barrier, it's a signal. This store works differently. If you're willing to adapt, you'll save money.
Bringing your own bags is strategic.
Beginners see Aldi's bring your own bags policy as an inconvenience. Pros see it as another way Aldi keeps prices low, and they've developed complete systems that make shopping faster and easier than traditional stores. Aldi doesn't provide free bags. You can buy bags at checkout for 10 to 15 cents each, but most pros bring their own. This is another example of Aldi's trade-off philosophy. Do a small task yourself. Save money on every item you buy. But pros have taken this way beyond just bringing bags. They bring strategic bags designed for specific purposes. Insulated bags for cold items so frozen food stays frozen during the drive home. Sturdy boxes for heavy items like canned goods or bottles. Multiple small bags instead of giant bags because they're easier to carry from car to kitchen. One pro described her system. I have 6 reusable bags, 2 insulated cooler bags, and 3 collapsible boxes in my car at all times. I know exactly how I'm packing before I even start shopping. Cold items in insulated bags, meat and dairy together. Produce in boxes so nothing gets crushed. Pantry items in regular bags organized by where they go in my kitchen. Pros also know that bagging your own groceries has a massive advantage. You control exactly how items are packed. At regular stores, cashiers bag your groceries. Sometimes well, sometimes terribly. Bread gets crushed under cans. Eggs get buried under heavy items and crack. Cold items mix with room temperature items. You have no say in how your groceries are packed. At Aldi, you bag your own groceries at the bagging counter after checkout. You pack things exactly how you want them. No surprises, no crushed bread, no broken eggs, no discovering your gallon of milk crushed your strawberries. One shopper explained, "My Aldi groceries are always packed better than groceries from other stores because I pack them myself. Nothing gets crushed, nothing leaks, everything stays cold. And unpacking at home takes 30 seconds because everything's already organized exactly how it goes into my fridge and pantry." The bagging counter also creates speed. Aldi cashiers aren't slowed down by bagging. They scan items incredibly fast, some of the fastest scanners in retail. You pay, move to the bagging counter, and pack at your own pace while the next customer checks out. Traffic flows. Nobody's stuck waiting. Bringing your own bags also eliminates waste. Pros use the same sturdy reusable bags for years. They're not accumulating plastic bags or even paper bags. One environmentally conscious shopper said, "I've used the same 6 Aldi bags for 8 years. They're worn but functional. I've probably prevented thousands of plastic bags from being used, and I haven't paid for a grocery bag in 8 years." The bring your own bags policy isn't an inconvenience. It's an opportunity to take complete control of your shopping experience and make it work exactly how you want it to work. The freezer section hides premium deals. Beginners walk past Aldi's freezer section focusing on fresh items. Pros know the freezer section contains some of the best value to quality ratios in the entire store, especially for items that would cost 3 to 4 times more fresh. Here's what pros figured out. Aldi's frozen seafood rivals fresh seafood at a fraction of the price, and in many cases, it's actually fresher. The Fremont Fish Market line, Aldi's frozen seafood brand, is flash frozen on the boat immediately after being caught. This locks in freshness better than fresh fish at grocery stores, which was often frozen on the boat, shipped frozen to distribution centers, thawed at the store, and then displayed on ice as fresh. You're buying fish that's been thawed longer and is less fresh than frozen fish, while paying double or triple the price. The seafood industry doesn't want you to know this, but frozen at sea fish is often superior quality to what's sold as fresh. One pro explained, "I stopped buying fresh fish 5 years ago after learning how the seafood industry actually works. Now I buy Aldi's frozen salmon, cod, and mahi-mahi, flash frozen within hours of being caught. I thaw it the morning I'm cooking it, fresher than the fresh fish at regular stores that's been sitting on ice for 3 to 5 days after being thawed from frozen." Frozen vegetables are often higher quality than fresh because they're frozen at peak ripeness. Fresh vegetables are picked early, sometimes weeks early, so they don't rot during shipping and sitting on store shelves. By the time you buy them, they've lost significant nutrients and flavor. Frozen vegetables picked at peak ripeness and frozen immediately retain more vitamins, minerals, and flavor. Frozen fruit is perfect for smoothies and baking. Aldi's frozen berry blends cost $2.49 for a pound. Fresh berries cost $4.99 to $6.99 per pound and go bad within 3 days if you don't use them. Frozen berries last months in your freezer and are nutritionally identical or superior to fresh berries. Frozen protein like chicken breasts, ground beef, and salmon fillets are all individually vacuum sealed. You can thaw exactly what you need instead of buying fresh meat in bulk that goes bad if you don't use it within 2 to 3 days. One pro calculated her savings. I switched from buying fresh fish, fresh berries, and fresh vegetables to buying frozen versions of all three. My food waste dropped to nearly zero because nothing goes bad before I use it. I'm saving $40 to $50 monthly, which is $480 to $600 annually, just from using the freezer section strategically. The freezer section isn't a backup option when you can't find fresh. For pros, it's often the primary option because quality is equal or superior, prices are dramatically lower, and food waste is completely eliminated. Beginners associate frozen with lower quality. Pros know that's marketing propaganda from the fresh food industry, not reality. You're not a customer, you're a partner. This is the big one. The insight that reframes everything. The knowledge that changes not just how you shop Aldi, but how you think about grocery shopping entirely. Beginners think they're customers. Pros know they're partners in Aldi's business model. Every unusual policy at Aldi, the quarters, the bags, the limited selection, the no-frills stores, the generic packaging, the efficient checkout, exists because Aldi operates on a fundamentally different model than traditional grocery stores. Traditional stores maximize revenue per square foot. They stock 40,000 plus products. They advertise heavily on TV, radio, and social media. They provide extensive services like free bags, cart collectors, baggers, and assistants everywhere. They hire large staffs. They pass all these costs to customers through higher prices on every single item. Aldi minimizes cost per item sold. They stock 1,400 carefully selected products, only the best sellers in each category. They advertise minimally, relying on word of mouth instead of expensive ad campaigns. They provide almost no services beyond selling you products at the lowest possible price. They hire small, highly efficient staffs. They pass all these savings to customers through dramatically lower prices. But here's what pros understand that beginners don't. Aldi's low prices only work if customers accept their role in the partnership. You return your cart, you bag your groceries, you bring your bags, you accept limited selection instead of demanding 15 options for every product. You shop efficiently without needing hand-holding or assistance finding items. One longtime shopper explained it perfectly. Aldi isn't serving me like a traditional store serves customers. We're working together to keep prices low. I do small tasks that eliminate labor costs. They price things fairly and pass every penny of savings to me. It's a partnership. We both benefit when we both participate. This partnership mentality changes how pros shop. They don't complain about Aldi's quirks. They appreciate them because they understand each quirk eliminates a cost that would otherwise show up in prices. No cart collectors, lower prices. No free bags, lower prices. No baggers, lower prices. Limited selection, lower prices. Generic packaging, lower prices. Small staff leads to lower prices. Everything connects. Every difference exists for a specific reason. Pros also understand that Aldi's limited selection is strategic, not a limitation. They don't stock 15 types of ketchup because 80% of customers buy the same 2 types anyway. So why stock 13 varieties that barely sell and take up valuable shelf space? They stock the 1 or 2 best-selling options at the absolute lowest price. Less choice, but better prices and easier decisions. Understanding this partnership transforms your entire Aldi experience. You're not just shopping for groceries. You're participating in a business model that proves grocery shopping doesn't have to be expensive if everyone involved understands their role and plays their part. Beginners walk into Aldi and see a weird discount store with strange rules and inconvenient policies. Pros walk into Aldi and see a brilliant system that works because everyone involved understands their role. That's the ultimate difference. That's what separates pros who save $200 a week from beginners who save $50. The system works. You just have to understand it. 12 secrets that separate pros from beginners. Which one shocked you most? Drop it in the comments and subscribe. We're exposing insider secrets from Costco, Walmart, and every major store next.